Compositions in After Effects are super powerful, and they should be relatively familiar to you at this point because we've been using them all semester. However, compositions have a little bit more value than I think what we've shown so far in the semester. A little more value to you as a motion artist and as an animator. So in this quick video, I want to expose how different compositions can get nested, duplicated, copied, and just generally managed to have greater value to you as a motion graphic artist. So I've got a composition already created here. I had it left over from the previous video, so I'm just going to kind of leave that one. It's fine as it is. But I want to create a couple of different nested compositions to kind of show you how this can all work. So I'm just going to create a simple, actually I don't want to create a shape. Let me just pop a few solids in here. So we'll do layer new solid. Let's go 500 by 500 and hit OK. And that is, that's good and great and grand. Let me go ahead and composition, comp settings. Let me get a background color that's not black, just so we can kind of tell what's going on here. Give me, yeah, that looks fine. Now this first comp, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to create a quick animation with this block. So I might even shrink this. Well, let's leave it as is. I'm going to duplicate this, and I'm doing this kind of visual design just a little bit on the fly, just so I can show kind of the value of using multiple compositions. This is going to be a little bit abstract, but let's go ahead and just kind of nudge that guy there. So I'm going to do position animation, and I'm going to go from 1 to 2 seconds here. I'm just going to move this guy over to the right. There we go. And so this is all that's going to happen, is that guy just moves slowly, almost painfully to the right over 2 seconds. In fact, I just can't even bear to look at it. Let's put some easing on that, and let's make that look a little cooler. Nice. Now, consider this like a movement, a motion, or something that we wanted to duplicate. Now we could duplicate this multiple times right here, just by hitting Control or Command D. It duplicates this. You know, we could move these objects to the right, and then we have multiples of them happening, right? Looks a little bit different, but what I want to do instead is I want to show the value of what's called pre-composing. Let's say I wanted to have 50 of these items on my screen. Well, if I duplicate each one of them, then it means I have to animate each one of them individually, or let's say I wanted to change something, I would have to redo that. So in the case that we want to take this event and we want to have it be reproducible, we can do what's called a pre-compose operation in After Effects. And that means, and it's telling After Effects to take everything that's in this one composition, smash it into a new one, and then that way that composition can be repeated. So let's try it, and hopefully that'll help explain. To pre-compose, we go to Layer, Pre-compose, or we can hit Control-Shift-C, Command-Shift-C, and it's going to take anything selected, and it is going to pack it into a new composition. So let's call this one Block Move Right. Let's get rid of that capital O. It drives me crazy. I do that all the time. We have some options. We have leave attributes in comp 1 or move them into the new composition. We're going to move everything into the new composition. We're going to OK. And what that's done is you've noticed that it's kind of collapsed all of our objects, or these two objects, into what's now called Block Move Right. It created a new composition up in our project window called Block Move Right. And our solids still exist. And if we double click into this composition, we'll notice that that block movement still exists in here. It can still be animated and still be modified. But here on the top level in comp 1, you can kind of see how it's ranged up here. So here's comp 1, and then within it is Block Move Right. In Block Move Right, if we duplicate this and move it to the right, now we have multiple versions of the same animation. And when I hit spacebar, they all move identically. Now, where the pre-comp, pre-compose operation shows some real value is when I want to change my mind. Let's say I didn't want this block to move left or right, or I wanted to manipulate the easing just a little bit. Let's go ahead and open this up. P for position. Let's add some easing out on this one. And let's, that might not be a big enough change. I tell you what, let's take these, right click, time reverse keyframes. So now it's flipping it. It's going from the right to the left. All right. Now when we go into comp one, we'll notice that all of our blocks now move from the right to the left. So what we've done is we've created this, I keep calling them events. It's not an official After Effects term, but there's an event that can be reproduced and duplicated because of this pre-comping method. So now when we go in here and see that it's changed, we come back out, and any instance of block move right is now actually moving left because we changed the source. We changed that kind of that reference composition. So now if we wanted to say scale these down, so I'm just going to scale down, and I want to move them. Let's say I want to just make tons of these. All right, so take all three of these, duplicate, move them all to the right. That way we created some sort of like kaleidoscopic psychedelic pattern. So now I have tons of these block move rights. I hit spacebar. We can see that they're all moving all at once. So even though this isn't a really, I guess, visually meaningful animation, what it's showing is that we can have multiple versions of the same object on our in our composition, and still when we go into block move right, it is still the same size, same position, still has the same animation. And if we wanted to shift, scale, move, adjust, tweak, tune, do anything with this guy, let's make him let's make him wider. All right, so now it looks like that. We'll come back in here and they all change based on that. So while it's not super, I guess, super impactful to have this happen on a couple of blocks, consider things like maybe blinking eyes on a character, or maybe it's the pulse of an object to make, kind of a music beat happen or something like that. This is where that pre-composing and that composition management can really be valuable. Now, block move right can continue to be brought in here separately. So I have a block move right that is scaled down, and I have a block move right that is not scaled down. So I have two of the same object, and one is of a different scale than the other. So if I wanted to make just a little bit more room here, make sure this is on screen. Same composition, doing the same thing, but have different scales applied. So this is another value of composition and pre-composing. Each time you pre-compose, it is kind of stacking the values on top of each layer. Sounds a little confusing. Let me see if I can make it clearer by doing another pre-compose. So I'm going to grab these layers. I'm going to right click and do pre-compose this time. So it's After Effects. Once again, multiple ways to get the same thing done. So instead of going to layer pre-compose, I'm going to go right click pre-compose. And then I'm going to call this multi-block. And I'm going to hit OK. And so now I have three compositions. I have comp 1, which has been my master composition that we created from the get-go. I have block move right, which is just one block with that one block animation with that top little block moving left to right, or right to left rather. But now I have multi-block, and multi-block is a third composition. And in this one, I've added a large version of block move right, and I've left a small version. Well, now in that kind of master, the highest level, comp 1, I could scale these down again, right? So I'm kind of creating almost like this fractal, I guess, kind of situation here by nesting and scaling and adjusting these objects. So not with really any artistic intent, but just to kind of show you the power of pre-compositions and nesting compositions. So I can keep all of this. I can keep all of this organized up top if I see, okay, here's my master composition, comp one. Then within that is multi-block, and then within that is block move right. So once again, if I change this, let's change the colors. So let's go to layer, solid settings, and this guy is no longer teal but yellow. And I'm gonna hit OK, and then I go back. Now my multi-blocks changed, as well as the ones shown in my comp one have changed. So aside from this tech demo, the practical value of this could be, say, a client who changes their logo. And you've already got this awesome animation where this block moves from the right to the left over their logo, and it's perfect. But they changed their logo. So you can come back into your source composition, swap that logo out once, really easy. And then you don't have to do it 1, 2, 3, 4 times. You can do it just the one time. So a lot of different functions here when dealing with compositions. You can navigate them kind of conveniently up here, or you can kind of move back and forth between the tabs that are created down here in your timeline. Practice, kind of get some experience and kind of get some awareness of how these compositions can benefit your animations. And we, of course, will use some of these techniques in future lessons, exercises, and videos.